Most of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. And therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you're hearing. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now when you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand anything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here and now.
Alrighty, what is up, guys? Evan Aldo here. Appreciate you guys. What's up, KMFA? Shout out to KMFA with the cool intro. Yeah, small turnout today. We're not expecting too much, weekend, but yeah, let's get into it a little bit. So I'll just, I'm not going to waste your time. Let's just look at this here. I mean, you have the bullish div. If you guys are even a little bit familiar with markets ever, get a bullish div printing. It's about to confirm in 3 hours here. And you're hitting off of a spiral end pocket, which is also the 200 weekly moving average, which, if you look at these gapped RSIs, would also, strengthen the bullish case just a little bit. And you're kind of being able to hold this volume area low right here at about 27.6, which is a relatively good sign. Now we're coming down a little short term a little bit. We'll see what happens here. Could be a choppy weekend as well. A lot of times, I'm trying to remember what happened last Memorial Day weekend, but you did pump, I believe, after it, and then you came down after that. You came up, and then you came down. It was like a nice run up, and then just all the freaking way down, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking at. Also with the 2 week, too, with the red dot printing, keep in mind 28 is right around here. I wonder if that would go away, that red dot, if you were to pump up to 28. It might, man. It might go away if you were to pump up that high. We'll see, though. We'll absolutely see. I don't know if it's going to. But I think it definitely is in the cards, especially if you could hold this area. Now, you are forming what looks to be a head and shoulders right now. Let's start off market cipher A for a little bit here so we can see it a little bit better. Forming a head and shoulders right now. And then if we went on right there, tail target 26.66. So that's that possibility to come down, in the short-term head and shoulders. You could look at that. I mean, to take it, if you wanted to take that trade, I'm trying to think what you would be. 30-minute coming back into the red. Let's look at some of the VWAP coming down the 8-hour. It's a weekend. I would be careful, but that could be a potential trade setup right there if you were to do something like this. I mean, you'd wanna. Some people would probably be eyeing that spiral line down there, but really, I mean, for traditional TA, they would set the stop loss too, like above here, kind of. That's one possibility for that, that main trajectory. So yeah, what's up, Mr. Art Teaches? 2-day is looking bullish. Yeah, the 2-day ain't looking half bad either, guys. I mean, 2-day ain't looking half bad. Bull div on the daily, 2-day not looking that bad. Either a major bull trap or, or you come up a bit before coming back down. You also have this area right here, 28.3. So there's that possibility. There's that possibility to come up a bit here. Excuse me, maybe you come up a little bit until the FOMC meeting where they sound hawkish again, mainly because, sound hawkish mainly because the NASDAQ is going crazy. You also have what could be forming to be a little bit of a bull pennant, right up here, a little bit of a bull pennant. Let's draw that with the bull pennant or bull flag or whatever, what have you. Yeah, something of this nature. That's what they like to draw. You go like that. And then if we do break up out of this 27.1, a decent spot to look. I think that would chase away a lot of the shorts or whatever. That's one possibility right there. Pumped last year into the holiday, then dumped hard, maybe a repeat. I thought we pumped like right after the holiday a little bit. If I remember correctly, we pumped after the holiday. No. I'm trying to remember. I think we pumped on the holiday and dumped right after. Dumped hard, yeah. A nightmare. So, I mean, history never repeats exactly. The holiday is Monday. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. If there's no debt ceiling deal by Thursday, yeah, Thursday, is that June 1st? That would make sense if it is. I mean, you have the double bottom here. I mean, it definitely wouldn't be a bad idea to be taking this long on the daily bullish div. I mean, that's something that don't come around too often, guys, that daily bullish. That daily bullish div like that, you know what I mean? You also have, here and here with this, this bearish div like over here. So, things that don't happen too often. Brought you down, then up more. So, yeah. But in terms of RSIs, it seems like you come up a little bit more. I mean, these RSIs brought you up a lot. These so far haven't done, you just came down lower, bounced around, but maybe, maybe pretty soon you get that jump up here. So that's what we're looking at right there. In terms of high time frames, probably not too much new to show you guys on the high time frame. 16-day is printing, a green dot there. I remember this 16-day over here. People were talking about this being the bottom. I remember another Google user used to kind of talk about this. We used to talk about this back last summer. Man, time goes by fast. That was almost a year ago. And it jumped down quite a bit. You were still above that point currently. You're still above that point. But, you got the trigger wave there, kind of similar to over this area, or, what I would say is more over that area. The next green dot after, if you come down, repeat, pull something like that, August, September. Probably a good time to start getting into altcoins. So we're kind of waiting for that. I think, it is more of a boring time. People are getting a bit more, apathetic in these markets, which is kind of what you'd expect. Also, this green dot here in the 3-hour, that don't look too bad. To come up in the short, I'm trying to look at what it could happen. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see here. That's kind of that rejection if you come up higher here. It's weekend, so it is a little bit slower. And then that area right there to come up, bull div or whatever, come up a little bit. We also have Ethereum right now, so that was kind of the Potential trade set up on the long. Now, yeah, ETH ain't looking too shabby. This ain't too bad with the, this isn't a bullish div, but still, in terms of that money flow gap to our size, right here, is this a bull div? No, that's probably not a bull div, but still, I mean, I could see it coming back up to this pocket around here. That seems pretty likely for ETH in terms of how the charts are looking. So, yeah, I mean, bouncing off, regaining that POC, point of control, POC. But, yeah. 6-month bullish div. There's not enough data, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. No 6 month. Yeah. This guy too looks like it could probably come up a little bit more. I don't know though, man. Maybe that double top. Yeah, Bitcoin gets to 28. This guy gets to 430, and then shoot, right down. That could be the potential there. I mean, your RSIs are going to be high AF if that does get to that point. That would bring us right around June 13th, FOMC time. So I'm thinking the Fed just knocks us down. We come up a little bit more, Fed knocks us down. That's kind of what I'm looking at the moment, potentially. And then in terms of some like trade setups, if you guys want some trade setups, got some in the exclusive Discord. Link down below, me and 2 other amazing analysts down below that have been doing really well in there. Posting a lot of great TA, trade setups, take profits, all of that. Obviously, risk management is key, but I think what's going to help you out a lot. Check it out, link down below if you guys are interested. Also going to be starting a yearly option and crypto payments. Shoot me a DM on Discord. Make sure it's the real me. But make sure the owner of the Discord DM. But if you want to pay in crypto, shoot me a DM. We'll figure something out, or I'll post something about that pretty soon. Because people have requested that. So yeah. In terms of, so short term, I do think there's a decent shot of coming here, give you one free kind of this or this would probably work. It's all a game of probability, but, I'd say you got a good shot of coming up a little bit more here. Also, weekly even, those gap to RSIs, I think they're going to come down, but maybe just a little bit of a look like you could come up a little bit higher here, maybe a green dot in the weekly as soon as that confirms you're just down maybe. But man, we'll see. It's one of those more boring environments. Let's see the highest time frame that has the red dot. Yeah, 2 week confirms in 8 days. We'll see. I mean, the thing with this is like, let's see if this does confirm. Yeah, I don't know exactly if this would go away or whatever if you come back up to 19. I think you might though. I think you might come back up to 19 here potentially. So that's what I'm looking at the moment. Do you have kind of the head and shoulders forming? I mean, if you break down out of that, yeah, you're going to come down to 15. What I think, you come down here, then you come back down to these areas in towards the end of June. So more of a slower, boring, elongated kind of, drop down. Also, I think it's a ticking time bomb with, you're seeing the Dixie come up, and I think the Dixie's going to keep coming up, and you're going to eventually see traditional markets reflect that in a few weeks. But, until those 2 weeks is up, we could kind of stay a bit more bullish. And then this guy, I think, this could be like, this I think is going to keep coming down here. Look at those EMAs right there, turning gray. Real estate to fly down or whatever. But yeah, let's see. Berkshire Hathaway. And Chainlink, yeah, some of these guys. Yeah, I mean, this, if we just repeat this kind of, just bounce around area here or whatever, I mean, look, just up, down, up, down. Probably going to come up a little bit. Maybe up a little bit, then back down. Finally break out. Maybe you don't break out until like the end of June. Maybe it'll take a little bit of time. But yeah, Matic continuing to kind of get decimated here, coming up a little bit. But yeah, ultimately these EMAs are turning gray, which is a pretty bearish sign as well. So, I mean, you guys saw what happened there. I think we'll at least come down to like 66, 67 or something. Let's see. And then if we look at, total two, total two right here, bouncing around just like Bitcoin. I mean, it does look a lot like Bitcoin. How's the daily on this guy? Yeah, same thing, confirms in 3 hours. You might come up to a little bit higher, 618 or whatever. Let's look at total one, or just total crypto. Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to retest this 1.1, 1.10, I guess. But yeah, then that area in the NASDAQ. But ultimately, right now, I mean, I would probably bet on the jump up a little bit. I would probably bet on the 200 weekly jump a little bit here. So, yeah. 28, and then we'll see. 28, and then we'll see. Daily's still in that bear kind of environment, but I see some wicks up to 28 or so. I mean, you're still in that general range. You're breaking out of it, but you're still kind of, fighting back into that general range. Volume area high, 29. So it's 29 to 26.7 about. So, yeah. And if we look at Bitcoin dominance, this could take a while. I think it will break upward. This could take, we may not see this, we may see this kind of sideways choppy for, next few weeks or something. Then once we break up, I think into later summer, July, August or whatever, I think you would get to that point. So yeah, 52, kind of that area. Okay, I muted myself because I was sneezing there. Two-week green dot in the Dixie. 3 week is almost there. October, look at that money flow too from kind of this area. This is what this is going to be an Armageddon number. This is going to be like Great Depression number 145. Wow, I don't think you're getting that high, but that would be nuts. I think you could get up to 130 potentially, or maybe this area. I think it's going to be 116 or 130. I mean, you would make the argument Dixie's making lower lows because all the money printed. Maybe you're kind of gonna just retest this a bit into early 24, and that's kind of it. So yeah. And then I wanted to look at a few of like the articles or whatever. Optimistic about the debt ceiling. State Farm leaving. Cheapest places in the U.S. to buy a house. I'm curious about that one. That's a brand new London, Connecticut. I would not have expected that. Oh, that's probably on the, I know that city in Florida. That's near Pensacola or whatever. Yeah. I don't know why I'm looking at this right now, but Target Bud Light. Yeah. And then thought about artificial intelligence. So nothing too much. Just taking a look at fear and greed, which is interesting. I want to look at a chart for this if I'm able to. Kind of let's take a 1 year on this. So yeah, it's gradually increased a bit. We had more kind of greed over there. Then you're getting more into fear. Let's actually look at how long have we been messing with this? Wow. It just goes up and down. 19. Here there was a lot of greed, and then December 2020, and then you had a little bit more time. And when we finally that's interesting too, because there was a lot of fear. Yeah, fear was down there. There was a good amount, actually less greed after. Yeah, that's interesting too. This is tough to see if this is actual good gauge of really what's happening, but yeah, over that area. I think it looks like, Trump is or DeSantis is polling at the same percentage that RFK Jr. is polling against Biden. Like he's polling it's both 20%. It's looking like it's probably going to be Trump Biden, and it's looking like Trump's probably going to win it. But yeah, appreciate you. 10 minutes, you're late. Appreciate you, man. And yeah, I could take a look at that, Mr. Hart teaches. I don't know. It's. Hey, what is that telling us? I don't know. Rolex market. Peaked in, okay, yeah, a lot of stuff peaked in That's really when inflation peaked. Like real estate peaked April 2022. This is going to be probably, pretty good time to. I mean, how much have they gone down? Just trying to. 36.5. Down 3%. Rolex Explorer 2, 10K. Yeah, I think inflation's kind of starting to get there. You know what I mean? Like I think we're starting to really get there. I think most inflation really peaked in April 22. It just depends how much the Fed wants to really send its message or whatever. Double top with kind of cattle here. I mean, maybe you got a little bit to go with this creeping back up. Inflation was hot the other day. What the rumor is 1 or 2 more rate hikes. That's what I'm thinking, 1 or 2 more rate hikes. I mean, and then you're going to probably see, once you see the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 start to come down, and they could come down quickly here. Keep that in mind, guys. This what goes up must come down. I mean, look right here. Imagine right here, if you were going along right here, and then you see what happened? See, it went down. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, it can, obviously, in this environment. Went up a lot in some major points. You could be almost there, especially with these RSIs getting really high there. So, yeah. Zero hedge is pretty good. What's up, Alonzo? Appreciate you guys. So, yeah, that's the NASDAQ. I mean, cattle we were looking at were some other good, indicators of, like, inflation. I know CryptoFace has been talking about cane sugar a little bit. It's a double top. I mean, I'm not saying it can't come higher, but you are hitting some traffic finally. I mean, from here to here, there wasn't much. Once you broke above this, there wasn't much until where you are right now. So I'm not saying you can't come higher, but, I do think there's a good shot. Inflation is kind of done and will be headed down as I think real estate's a good indicator of inflation too. And if you look at, like we looked at the Vanguard real estate, ETF, maybe we could even try a different one here. Well, this was the bear one, the short fund for it, which does look pretty good. I mean, can't argue that don't look bullish on the weekly. It is risky. There's decay with this or whatever, but weekly and 2 weeks look pretty good here. And, if you do something, you might do something like this, guys. You might pull a trajectory like that, make a higher high. That could be it after that, especially if markets crash quickly. But I think after that, you're going to turn more into like a real bear market. End of summer, that's going to be where it's like a real bear market, at least for traditional markets. So, yeah. Cardano. The thing, too, here, this would strengthen like the case to come up to 28 because here's the head and shoulders. It hasn't exactly formed yet. You do something like this, 38, something like that, and then into mid-June, maybe the Fed knocks this down then you get to these Armageddon areas, 26 or whatever, that kind of point right there. So, yeah. Just wanted to look at Cardano a little bit. I mean, yeah, you shot up quick. The thing, too, is like here you didn't have much time to get out at the top. But here you had time, even if you got out $1, like that wasn't a bad place to. I mean, I got out around, that's when I got out around this, maybe $1, maybe a little under, somewhere around there for Cardano back in April. I got in, around here, 10, 20 cents, 15, 20 cents around there. But yeah, you went straight up. But I mean, if we're kind of like in this area right now for Cardano, 7 cents, obviously not a bad time to buy. That was July 19 if you were willing to wait 2 years, Obviously not a bad time to buy. That's a 40x. even there, yeah, it's kind of gets wild because down 15, then yeah, wow. Excuse me, but yeah. I was looking at this guy, Polka Starter. Anybody know about Polka Starter? Polka Markets, Polka Starter. That Martini guy used to talk about these. Wonder, obviously it went down, but we'll see. This guy hasn't been talked about lately as much, and it's actually not. I mean, don't let this scare you, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. But down 94 about from the all-time high. Remember, things could go down to 98% and come back, so we'll see something. I don't know. There's not much to latch onto if you do. Yeah, I don't think you can come down. Maybe you can latch on to somewhere over here, $23 or something. Could be a good one to keep an eye on, along with a lot of others, obviously. But yeah, ICP people have liked and talked about. Just take a look at this guy. I mean, you do have the reverse head and shoulders forming. Maybe something wild happens and just brings this up out of nowhere. I mean, I'm not too optimistic, but it's possible you come back up to 17. That'd be a nice jump up. Yeah, this was released like right at the peak, right at the worst possible time. Kind of weird how people are still, because yeah, it went down in July. That was 95. Holy moly. Yeah, that's a problem. It's down 99%. That's kind of the issue. I mean, things don't necessarily, it's hard to come back from down 99%. That's a thing. I'm not saying it can't come back, but I'm saying it's hard for things to, I mean, even if you counted it here, it's still 99, guys. I don't know. It's tough to come back from down 99%. Still a $2 billion market cap. I mean, it's still a $2 billion market cap, but, oh man, 600. To get to that all time, was it really at freaking $2,000? Jeez. I mean, how much would you make if it went up to 200? 40x, yeah. Yeah, Ducky Punch, that's true. Algo has some good fundamentals. People have been, I'd kind of would be more comfortable buying Algo than buying ICP, honestly. But yeah, because 95, and then if you came down, yeah, 10 cents or whatever, double bottom from pandemic, this could be a good shot at those lower areas. What would ETH be at if it went down 95% with $300 or something maybe? What would ETH be at if it went down that far? 200? I doubt it. I think ETH could, I mean, how much would it be down if it went to 6 to 87? I mean, that was Bitcoin. Well, no, Bitcoin was 84 last time. How much would it be if it went down like 84? That's what I'm kind of thinking more now. You could make a little bit of a lower low. I don't know if you're going to get down to 600. But yeah, devs are leaving Algo. Development is bleak. Yeah, that's another thing to be concerned about. I haven't been following Algo too much. I don't really have the time to follow all this, individual news or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible that it could go to 0 or whatever. Any of these can. I mean, ETH, I'd be surprised. You know what I mean? ETH, I really don't think so. But yeah, ETH is almost value investing at this point. Yeah, I mean, I think we're in some, I mean, I don't think it's exactly going to play out like this, but I think we're in a situation where, you get into the red in a few months, maybe later June, maybe you're down to like 12, 13. That's the time to start DCing in, I think. And then potentially getting up to, I don't know, 8K, 10K, what have you in the next bull run. I think that's a good shot for ETH. H-bar, SWE. Yeah, I mean, H-bar and Atom are good on that list. I forget what this one even is. ATP. I've never even really, I don't know much about this guy. And if you guys know me, Cosmos is one of my favorites, but I wouldn't buy it now. I think it's got a little bit more of a ways to go down. Down to kind of that area there or more. But it's held up pretty well. I mean, you could be forming, I don't know what the hell you could be. I'm trying to look at what this is kind of a double top, and then yeah, if you break down from there, it's a low, another low at the same area, if not a lower low. That's what I'm kind of thinking. $5 or something end of year could be a good place to get in. Yeah, I mean 50 to 60% down for a lot of these alts, I think. Maybe it won't happen. Who knows? I mean, I think anything could happen. Let's take a look at Sol. Yeah, I mean, if Sol doesn't, Sol definitely. Blood diamond confirmed on 12-day. You know, money flow coming out there. I think Sol is going to be in for a rough ride. I don't know if it's going to go down to $4 or $3 or whatever, but I think Sol could be in for a rough ride. Wait till end of summer, and we'll relook at that. In some aspects, you want it to be end of summer. Some aspects, you don't want to get older. You know, that's the thing too when you're investing in something. You're like, I'm gonna wait 5 or 10 years for it to go up, and it's like in some aspects, you know, that's a good thing because it's gonna go up or whatever. In the other aspects, you're gonna be older. Yeah, that's what's kind of the negative of it. But yeah. Render, it was just probably just listed on Binance, yeah. That area, you're hitting major traffic right now. Major traffic right there. I think this could be it for this guy. Up to 800%. Let's think logically, people. Doge is kind of weird. I don't know. Monthly, I don't like the red dot. 2 week, I don't like the money flow coming out. We'll see what happens here, but I think it'll eventually break downward. Hover around 7 cents. These altcoins have just been, I mean, you're already below. You're already back to where you were in August. I mean, you were a little lower for a few months there, but did this, what? Oh yeah, this held up well around, yeah. That's weird. The Dow makes all-time high. TRX. Let's take a look at TRX. Gap to RSIs. I think you may have a little bit left here. Come up a little bit more, and then once those gap to RSIs start coming down, that's kind of it for this for, you know, some time. But this is kind of held up somewhat well. Take a look at Bitcoin a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, short term, it kind of is looking like we might be able to come up some more, even with the daily too. I mean, that confirms in, you know, 3 hours. Who the F would buy TRX? I don't know too much about it, honestly, man. It's going to 2K. You heard it here, folks. Bitcoin to 2K. Yeah, right. I mean, realistically, what's the lowest Bitcoin could go to? I mean, it's pretty unlikely, I think, you know, it's pretty unlikely you'd go much below 13. Yeah, I think the 9 to 10 range, it would take some crazy stuff to happen to bring it to 9 or 10K again. Most likely, I mean, a lot of people kind of misunderstood me, but most likely, I think we're going to make a double bottom, and then that's kind of it, probably, into the end of the year or whatever. You do go into a bad recession, though. I mean, you could go lower, but we'll see. There's always a possibility to go lower, go higher, whatever. But yeah. Aliens, maybe. I think if there is a black swan, it's going to have to do with mainly just economics, mainly the inflation catching up with us, you know. Maybe stuff with Russia, some with China, whatever. Man, I'm kind of tired. I think I'm going to get off in a minute. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much the main things. I mean, Commodities are making a little bit of a comeback right now. I think that's going to be forced downward as long as the Fed raises by any amount. I mean, a comeback, I mean, a little bit, as you can see with cattle or gold or oil, that type of thing. I think the Fed raising rates is going to push that back down. Gold and silver, look, I mean, I think they're going to do good over the next 3 to 5 years. For the short term, I think you could have a pullback into the summer. So, yeah. And anyway, guys, yeah, by the way, if you want to sign up to the exclusive Discord, we do a lot of really good stuff in there, trade setups, all of that, me and 2 other analysts. Link down below. Definitely not going to keep prices this low forever. Also, if you guys want to get 1 free month in Discord and possibly trade if you're an experienced trader, link down below for FAIRDESK or MEXC. If you sign up and deposit at least $200 in either of them, I will give you 1 free month in the exclusive Discord. Just shoot me a DM on Discord with your UID, and I'll get you sorted. So, yeah, Putin was making a speech this week about the future of money. Money needs to be centralized. I don't know. It's pro Bitcoin, probably. Probably helps his narrative with all the sanctions against them or whatever. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, it's probably going to be a shorter stream. Not too much else to talk about right now. And yeah, I mean, it worked out this morning, ice bath after. Things catch up with you. I am pretty exhausted right now. So, yeah, I mean, short term, you break out of this bullpen or whatever, you come up to these kind of areas. Looking like you're probably going to be able to hold, this area. You could, yeah, something of some type of breakout trade up there might work. And also once the daily confirms, potential swing along there. But yeah, there's a free Discord too. It's a free Discord. I mean, we have provide a lot of good value there, so a lot of people have really liked it. But yeah, it's exclusive channels, so yeah. And there is a trading course too. More things to. The trading course, a lot of people have really liked. 20% off discount code bear market 20. So check that out if you guys are interested. A lot of good trading strategies, risk management, a lot of things that could help out a new trader in general. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to get off. Hope you have a great day. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video. And I want you to have a great Memorial Day